So concealer pens. Concealer pens are massively, massively popular. You'll nearly always find a girl has one in her makeup bag. Now, I think they're really good concealer pens, and I can see why people love them. The problem is their name, they're not really concealers. A concealer implies that it's going to cover stuff up, and a concealer pen 9 times out of 10, there are a few exceptions, but 9 times out of 10 won't really cover anything up. It'll illuminate and put light onto the face, which is great, but it's not the same thing as covering up a spot. In fact, if you take an illuminating pen and try and cover up a spot with it, all it will do is make the spot kind of glow and stand out more. For that, you want a proper cover-up, which I'll be doing in a column and a video really soon. So concealer pens are probably better described as light reflecting pens, and obviously there's a very, very famous one, Touche Éclat, which sells by the millions and millions and millions, but most companies are now on the bandwagon, and I have to say there are some I much prefer to that product. My favourite one is Clinique Airbrush Concealer, which works in exactly the same way as Touche Éclat, but it has a yellow base, and I hate pink. I hate pink. Pink is for cheeks and lips, it's not for face. If you put something pink on your skin, it'll just make it look chalky and a bit sickly, a bit ruddy and florid. It's horrible. Whereas if you use something yellow, it's a bit more like, you know, if you go to a restaurant and you have candlelight and you just look prettier than you normally do. It gives that sort of effect, that kind of glowing yellow effect. So always choose one with a yellow base and not with a pink base. I feel very strongly about that. That concealer, that concealer pen may be £4 or it may be 15 quid. It's not so much a price thing, it's more the undertones of the colour is the crucial thing. So I'm going to show you how to put one on and what it can do for you. So you click a bit of the fluid out till you get a sort of bubble on the top. You can either go direct then onto your face, or you can use the back of your hand as a palette, as I like to do. I should say actually that these brushes, they do kind of start carrying bacteria after a while, so maybe once every couple of weeks I would give it a wash and dry it, because you can end up with an allergic reaction if there's too much bacteria on it, because obviously you're using the same brush every single day. So take your pen and just dot it under your eyes. Concealer pens come into their own for under eye circles because they're really great at reflecting light off grey and just adding a sort of luminosity to your skin. And you just pat with your ring finger. Your ring finger is the best finger to use because it's your weakest finger, so you can't force or drag the skin at all. It's kind of quite flimsy in isolation. And then you just pat with the pad of your finger. You really shouldn't need to do any more than that. Don't rub it because you'll rub off your foundation. Just pat. Do the other eye. And what that does is it adds light reflectors to the surface of the skin, which just stops it looking dull. You can then move on to any other parts of your face that you just feel are a bit dull, a bit grey looking. Lots of people have unevenness around the chin and nose, so I'll put some there. So I have some greyness there. Now if you'll see, that's an actual blemish. I would not use a concealer pen over that. I would use a proper cover-up, which I'll be coming to in future weeks. And anywhere where you see something that actually needs covering up, skip that and move on to a better concealer, a stronger concealer, more opaque concealer later on. Then, when you finish putting your concealer pen on, you want to lock it down. And the only way of locking fluid down on your face is with a powder. Loose or pressed is fine. There really is very little difference these days. It used to be that pressed powder was oilier, but it's just not the case anymore. And you can either use a velour puff or you can use a brush for a lighter finish. And just dust the powder over the top. I'm using a light reflective powder to complement the pen by Clinique, and that will just keep it in place throughout the day. The other really great thing about concealer pens, or illuminating pens, is that they tend to blend really well over makeup you've already got on, which makes them really good for, say if you're going out in the evening after a long day at work and you look a bit tired and a bit drab, you can pop them on over your makeup usually and they'll blend in quite well. It's not like foundation where you can't really put it on over anything else without it looking a mess. You can literally just dab these on wherever you feel the need, and they should just brighten things up a little bit. Okay, let me know how you get on the comments section as ever, and tell me which are your favourites, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.